What's up, everybody? I'm standing in front of a fig plant that we've had for many, many years. And it's been planted in different spots around the house. And every year we seem to have the same issue. Every year it will grow up big and bushy and will have some fruit, as you can see here, but the fruit never really come to ripen. After doing some research, it sounds like what I need to do, because I'm in zone 7, I believe, I need to do more protecting it over the winter. And so this year I'm going to attempt to wrap the fig tree up and protect it more so that it can stay warmer throughout the winter. And then hopefully when spring comes, we'll still have some branches that are still green and growing, or at least branches that aren't dead. And that'll give it a kickstart into the spring and growing season. Hopefully we'll have some figs. And so I'm going to work on wrapping it up. So here's a close-up of some of the fruit that's on the tree. You can see that there's some fruit, but it's still all green, and at this point in the season, it's not going to ripen. So the plan of action is that I'm going to do some thinning out of the branches. So I'm going to cut some of the branches that are in between so that the branches that I leave are going to be able to have more sun come next year. And then we're going to wrap it all up tight, and hopefully it does well. So this is what I'm going to use to wrap the fig up. I bought this from Lowe's. It's a frost protection blanket. It's 6 foot by 50 foot. And then I'm also going to try, use like some rope and maybe kind of like a strap here to help hold it tight. Well, here it is. It's not pretty, but I think it'll do a decent job keeping out the frost and the cold this winter. Only time will tell. Alright, so the cuttings from the fig plant, I'm going to try and propagate. I have these little solo cups that I put drainage holes in the bottom of. And I'm going to plant them in some garden soil. It's not really potting soil, but it's what I have on hand, so it's going to be what it is. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing, and we're going to go from there. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to try and kind of sterilize the cutting blades that I'm using. I just want to make sure that they're clean and there isn't any chance of, bacteria or anything like that. Just trying to give the figs a fighting chance. So I've got some IPA here. And I'm going to clean off the blade. I'm also going to clean off this knife here. All right, so I have about 20 solo cups, 22 I think. I'm gonna make, I don't need to have them all full. I'm just gonna try and get a good amount of them to see, to give me the best chance of having some, some successes. Out of these pieces of cuttings, I'm gonna try and pick out what I think is gonna be the greatest ones for, and so for me, the best ones are gonna be ones that are thicker, and then have good nodules on them, and so, or like branches or leaf nodules, and so something like this, which is thin, versus something like this, which is thicker. I'm probably gonna go with the thicker one, so I'm gonna put this aside. And so let me pick out a couple of these here. Alright, so let's get started here. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking to make a cut that contains 3 of these little nodules, and that's from where the leaves are coming from. So I actually have a 4th one down here, which I'm okay with, and so I'm gonna make my cut. Probably I'm gonna make it between this 3rd nodule and the 4th one, because I'm gonna try and get more from this one. So I'm gonna cut it down the middle here. And I'm actually gonna recut this bottom guy, just because I cut it earlier today and I want a fresh cut. So then I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna try and make a small, cut the skin off a little bit here, and that will hopefully help with water absorption. Right? So then I'm gonna stick it right in my water, and that'll be for the future here, right? So then I'm gonna look again. I've got this one here, but I'm gonna cut that, and it's gonna be underground. So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna cut my 4th one here. I'm actually gonna shave off this nodule, because that's gonna be underground, and hopefully that'll turn into something like a root growth. And I think I'm just gonna get maybe one more out of this, and we'll see if I have to. If I need more, then maybe I'll take it, but we'll see. Because of the nodules are starting to get closer together, I'm gonna maybe have like 4 instead of the 3. So I'm gonna try and keep them all around the same length. So I'm filling these up with dirt. I'm trying to keep it kind of loose. I think the potting soil would be a little bit more loose. And ultimately I'm just gonna take the cuttings and stick it down in the middle here. And that's gonna be it. All right, so I did about 16 cuttings. We'll have to see how well that works. I think that's as far as I'm gonna go though, because to be honest, if they all take off, I don't really have a place to put them all. But we'll see what's going on. I'm gonna add some water to each one to try and keep them, keep it moist. The garden soil is already pretty moist, so I'm not gonna add a ton. And then I'm gonna go put it in a sunny spot. All right, so here are all the fig cuttings, all happily sitting in the sun, and they're going to stay here in the sunroom for the rest of this winter, and hopefully they'll take root. I had a bonus here. The cyclamen plant here had additional rootings or new plant started, and so I took one of them and I stuck them in the pot as well. And so this is the original one, and in the back there you can see that there's another one that came from the same sort of thing where rooting started and we moved it off to another plant. And so we'll check in on these later on and we'll see how they're going. I hope you enjoy the content. Please like, comment, and subscribe. There's more to come. If you've stayed this long, stay a little bit longer, and there's a little bit of bonus content at the end of this video. Thank you very much. This is a little bit fun for the kids, but the plan is we're going to plant some cuttings of the figs, and we're going to use these solo cups. I'm going to put some drainage holes in. You can do them any way you want, but like I said, this is kind of fun for the kids. I'll show this here. I'm going to put the cup down. Got my hot metal rod from the fire, and I'm just going to put drainage holes in. Done. So that's what the drainage holes look like. Okay, go.